Hi, so today I decided this year that I was going to have a theme of my garden. And so this year I decided, last year I fell in love with geraniums. I'd never had them before. And so I decided to go ahead and plant some last year. And I just absolutely fell in love with them. The shape of the leaves and the red, bright red, they were gorgeous. So this year I decided to up my geranium game, and what I did is I went to Swallowtail Seeds, which is, here's the information, www.swallowtailseeds.com, and I bought a bunch of geranium seeds. So the ones that I bought this year is I bought Scarlet, which are just red ones, which are 12 to 18 inches tall. So I got 2 packs of those. And then I bought the white geraniums because I want to do the red and white themed geraniums out front this year, and I bought 2 of those. And then the next one I bought was star geraniums, and I don't remember what they look like. I think they're like a purple, a pink and white bicolored flower. So I bought some star geraniums, and then I got some apple blossom, and apple blossom are white and pink geraniums. So I got some apple blossom, and then finally I got some coral and some salmon color ones and coral ones. And I didn't have the greatest germination with the salmon and the coral, but it's right here in the center, so I don't know if it was the variety or if it was something with my heating pad, but they didn't germinate very well. Most of the other ones, the apple blossom, the white, and the red, I had pretty good germination on. But these I planted on February the 3rd, and today is March the 9th, so they've been in here 5 weeks, and it's time for us to up pot them. So all I'm going to do to up pot them, if you want to come here and look, these red scarlet geraniums are so pretty. They've got this really pretty shape to the leaf and this bicolor on it. I just think it's gorgeous. But so right now what I'm doing is up potting these red geraniums, okay? I started these in a 50 cell count tray, and that's plenty fine. And like I said, these are 5 weeks old. They probably could have been repotted last week, but I mean, they're fine. I'm still having some that are just starting germination. So basically all I'm gonna do is, these are 4-inch nursery pots, and I saved them from last year. They're ones that I actually bought the geraniums from in last year and other things, so I just saved them because I knew I was gonna try to start some stuff from seed. All I did is I filled it about halfway up with potting soil, just regular old potting soil that you can get at any garden center. Then what I'm gonna do here is I just wanna loosen this cell. Now I wanna try to disturb the roots as little as possible. So I'm just going outside around the edge of the geranium, and then I'm just gonna try to lift it up as whole as I can. So you wanna try to you can see the roots down here at the bottom, right? You just wanna try to get as much of it as you can. I'm just gonna drop it in, kind of put it on the top, just put it on here like this. Then I'm just taking more potting soil, and I'm just gonna go around and fill it in. And then these will, you know, depending on your weather, where you live, these will be fine in this size pot for me until I can actually put them in my landscape, right? Because my frost date is about April 15th. So that's, you know, in 6 weeks. They might get a little big for here, but they should be okay. But if you live somewhere else, you can always put this in a bigger pot to start with, or you can pot it up again. I just have never grown geraniums from seeds, so I know that this is a good size because this is what the geraniums came in last year. So I know I hope that when I'm ready, these will be ready for me to go ahead and plant right in my landscape from this size pot. So I'm going to repot all of these geraniums, and then I'll show you what they look like, and I'll let you know how many of each geranium I've got in just a few minutes. Okay, so I've gone ahead and I just planted up the one tray that I had. I still have that second one to do. But these were 50 cells, and I got 36 total plants out of it. So, I mean, that's 72% germination on these. Now, these were pelleted seeds, and sometimes pelleted seeds have the germination isn't quite as great, especially if they're a little bit older seeds. Sometimes they just have a little bit of germination problem. But anyway, so we got about 72% germination out of these geraniums. So the next thing I'm going to do is, now that they're all in their new pots, I ran out of these square ones that I like. So I had to put some in there. But what we're going to do, when you start seeds, or when I did, I started these seeds in seed starting mix, and there's no nutrients in there. So now that the seed has everything that it needs to start to grow, okay? But when it gets to this point, it's gonna do them a little good if you give them just a little bit of nutrients. So what I've done is I have this Alaska fish fertilizer, and I don't know where I got this. I've seen it lots of places. But basically what I did is I just went ahead and I put like a glug in my watering can. It says, flowering indoor plants during growing season, 1 teaspoon per quart. So anyway, I just put a glug in there. And it does smell a little bit, so some people don't like to use it inside, but it's not terrible to me. So what I'm just gonna do is I'm just gonna go ahead and water these guys in, okay? And normally when you wanna water your seedlings, you wanna water them from the bottom. Bottom watering is always better because it encourages the roots to grow down towards the water. But these we're gonna water from the top, just because we kind of want to get them settled into their new home a little bit. And plus, like I said, this first fish fertilizer will give it just a little bit of nutrients to help it get going again. Because sometimes what happens when you repot stuff, they go into a little bit of shock, so they might get a little stunted for a little bit. And giving that little bit of nutrients to it will help it kind of do that. But now these will go back under the grow lights, and we will keep watching them grow until it's time for us to plant them outside.